In our world today, technology is everywhere. Technology has overtaken every aspect of our lives. Whether that's a positive or a negative thing is an entirely different story. However, one almost universal agreement is the negative impact that technology and digital advertising has on politics and the spread of false information, especially during campaign times. Recently, Twitter announced that they would ban political advertising entirely. This was their effort to take a stand against the deceitfulness of the industry. However, other social media platforms have chosen to take a step back and let politics play out the way that they always have, which is to be completely unregulated. In regards to whether or not the Honest Ads Act has a workable solution, in my opinion, no, the Honest Ads Act is not a workable solution to solve the political advertising issue in regards to social media. Though the Honest Ads Act is making an effort to enhance transparency and accountability for online political advertisements, and the act is intended to require those who purchase digital ads to inf- disclose information about the advertisement to the public. I think that the gray area is a huge issue. I think that black and white is going to be crucial for the success of this act. I think that Congress needs to define what are reasonable efforts to keep these campaigns safe and valid. Campaigns are also going to find loopholes and work around. Although the Honest Ads Act would increase validity of political campaigns and regulate what is honest and true, I think that these big name campaigns will still find a way to lie. Similarly, this will cause for conflict between politicians as well as big name social media platforms such as Twitter. Next, what are the ethical ramifications of Facebook or Twitter taking the course of action that they're taking? In regards to Twitter, there's a discrepancy in how Twitter is even defining political advertising. The gray area, again, could cause for uproar, backlash, and disagreement. This could even be viewed as discriminatory because they are allowing some forms of advertising, say for cosmetics companies, but they're not allowing for political advertising. This may be seen as discriminatory. Similarly, hiding legislative issues such as climate change, healthcare, abortion, and immigration is another issue. Are these going to be considered political ads? If they are, then these issues are going to be completely wiped out. So, what about the people who are using Twitter as a news source? Especially young age millennials, people get a lot of their news from Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and other social media platforms. However, Twitter isn't really a huge platform for political chatter in the first place, so Twitter's changes may not have a large effect on the accuracy of ads put out there for the spread of fake news. Facebook is the major player in regards to political advertising. Similarly, so Facebook allows politicians to lie in ads, so they don't regulate their ads, which is seen as a public relations win for Twitter. However, is it really a public relations win for Twitter? Facebook and Instagram have chosen not to shut down political ads because it would unfairly favor big name campaigns who have resources to buy expensive TV ads. So, considering this, the smaller startup campaigns are kind of out of luck. They can't afford big, expensive TV ads, and then they don't have anywhere to advertise in regards to social media. The question that I brought about was, is Facebook's decision for logical reasons or for profitability reasons? And in my opinion, I think that it's for profitability reasons because Facebook makes a ton of money off of political advertising, and politicians are able to make big mail lists off of Facebook advertising. Um, Similarly, there's a worry that the ban would favor well known candidates over smaller campaigns, like I kind of previously addressed. These big name campaigns already have a huge following and enough money to pay for all the other forms of advertising. And social media is cheap advertising, at some points, even free when they're advertising off of their own personal feeds. So, this could cause an issue for smaller startup campaigns, which completely makes the campaign unfair. Next, how does programmatic ad planning impact these decisions? I think personally that campaigns would find other platforms to put their ads onto, whether that's digital or out of home. Um, Despite honest ads efforts, I think that social media is a large and powerful enough entity that these campaigns would find plenty of other, even digital platforms to buy advertisements on, whether that's Google, whether that's Bing, any other sort of information network. So similarly, the impacts of the decision on social platforms is companies don't have enough money to invest in programmatic ad planning, are more in favor of allowing political advertising so that their campaigns may gain composure, which kind of goes back to the previous issue um, of wealth and its impact on exposure. In conclusion, personally, I do believe that there could be some sort of solution that offers a compromise between allowing political advertising on social media platforms and completely getting rid of it. But I think that in order for this to work, Congress would have to step in a major way. I think that there would have to be set laws on addressing the validity of ads as well as regulation on the monopolization of the big name campaigns. So in regards to whose actions are best, Facebook or Twitter, I think that Twitter is actually in the right for the purposes of this assignment. I think that Twitter is taking the correct actions towards counteracting the spread of fake news, bias advertisements, and social media trolling. Whether this is the completely correct move, I'm not sure I agree. I think that, like I said, there could be a happy medium. But the question that I wanted to bring about was whether or not it's really social media's responsibility to serve politics, news, etc. to the general public, or if social media should remain for social purposes only. Mark Zuckerberg actually addresses this in saying that he doesn't think it's right for private companies to censor politicians because there's too much information to fact check everyone out there. And to that, I would say that I don't think that these large social media entities have to fact check everyone out there, considering your everyday me and you type of people. I don't think that Facebook needs to fact check us because we are going to put our opinions out there whether or not Facebook likes it or not. But I think that Facebook should be more sensitive during these campaign times to fact check the big name campaigns as well as the startup campaigns. So I don't think that it's correct for Mark Zuckerberg to say that there's too much information out there because I think that there's a small pot of information that they actually could censor, which would have a huge impact. So similarly, I think that Twitter is in the right because they're making a decision based on morality rather than profitability. Twitter will probably lose a lot of money by banning the political ads in their realm, but I think this is really rare in the industry as well as really respectable. I think that Twitter is actually acknowledging that social media has become much more than just for social purposes.